Hello there YouTube, how's it going? You are watching another video from WhatYouPlaying. My name is Jamie and today we've got a special FIFA 22 career mode video just for you. Today I'm going to be showing you 10 teams you have to try out in career mode. These are 10 teams I've picked from what I think are good challenges to do. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment down below, leave me who you would pick. And if you're new around here, please smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other videos that I post. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video, starting off with number 10. So we're starting off with Sutton United, who are a brand new team in the football leagues in FIFA for the first ever time this year. Sutton are an English London-based team. They are actually very close to where I'm from, so quite important to me personally. And it's a very challenging club to use, bottom of the Football League 2. You get them all the way up to the Premier League. Who knows, maybe even win the whole lot in English football. In real life, when Sutton first got promoted, a lot of people thought they would go straight back down because they've had no experience before. However, they're actually doing really well and got a really good chance of promotion straight up to League 1. So they haven't got a bad team as far as League 2 goes. Now, for the settings, you'll need to put the currency to sterling as they're English, and then I would just keep everything else pretty much the same. If you want, make your club start with a bit of money, but to make it a bit more challenging, maybe start off with nothing, start off with some free agents, build your club up from there. Depends how challenging you want it to be and how realistic you want the series you do to be. Next up, we're going to France with a PSG, the biggest club in France. So, as everyone knows, the biggest player arguably in the world, Lionel Messi, signed for them in the summer. They've got a lot of big names, Mbappe, Neymar, etc. Donnarumma they signed, Sergio Ramos. Everyone expects them to win everything, Champions League, etc. They've never won it before, so if you want a challenging career mode and you just want to dominate the whole of Europe, go to Paris, do a season with some of the big names, and then go from there. You could also try and sign some other big stars to make your challenge a bit easier in terms of European domination. However, I think the challenge as the team it is quite good at, to be honest. So all you need to do for the settings, change your currency to euros as this is a European club, and then either give yourself a bit more money as a boost, but I wouldn't bother. I would just keep the money as it is, keep everything else as it is, and then just try and win everything. After that, stay as PSG or move on to someone else. Speaking of moving on, we're going to move on to Newcastle up next. And Newcastle have in the past few months become the richest club in not only England, not only Europe, but I believe in the world. They were overtaken by, I believe, Saudi Arabians, very, very rich. They have got billions now to spend. They realistically are going to get relegated, or very likely to be relegated from the Premier League to the Championship. So the challenge could be to survive relegation or skip that, just give yourself a lot of money and just go for the big domination Newcastle are planning in a few years to come. Try and buy a lot of big stars and just go absolutely crazy, go on a big spending spree and just act like money's no object. Just buy who you want and then just go from there. Just try and win everything. Your starting transfer budget is only actually 28 million, so I would definitely give yourself more money depending on relegation or domination. Go for maybe like 50 million or a billion, and then currency has got to be sterling as it is an English club. I'd keep everything else the same and then go from there. You're sorted. Up next, we're going to go to Spain. We're going to go to one of the Spanish giants, Barcelona. Used to be arguably the biggest club in Spain along with Real Madrid, but now they have gone downhill a little bit. They have hit financial difficulties. A lot of their big stars have either been retired, moved on, like Messi for example, and players like Aguero who they got aren't necessarily playing anymore or just not up to normal Barcelona standards. So this is your chance to turn them around, make them number one again in Spain, in Europe. You can either give yourself a lot of money and try and rebuild the team, or you can try and leave it realistic to how it is at the moment, give them no money and give yourself a bit more of a challenge and start from a smaller team's perspective, rising back up again. If you do give your team a bit of a financial boost, I probably wouldn't do too much, maybe 50 million to 100 at the most, and also make sure to set your currency back to euros as this is a European club. Next up, we're coming back to England. We've got Brentford, the first time they've ever been in the Premier League, so this is quite a challenge for them. If you're a Brentford fan, it's quite a big season for you. Brentford haven't actually played too badly. I wouldn't say they're necessarily the worst team in the Premier League this year. However, they are technically the lowest ranked and rated club. So if you want to give them a bit of a relegation boost, you can give them a bit of extra money. 50 to 100 million could be a good amount. Give them some more stars, some older players, etc. Give them a bit of experience, and then maybe try and win the league with them, go into European football with them, and then either make a whole career based around them for years to come, or then move on to a higher team afterwards. Just make sure you change the currency back to sterling, as this is an English club yet again. Next one's a little bit different. We haven't got a specific club, we've actually got a whole league. So we've got the Indian Super League. This is new for FIFA 22. There's all new clubs, obviously. So I wouldn't be able to pick just one. I would say just have a look and try the league out. Just pick one of the clubs you like. They're pretty much all brand new clubs, recently made. The whole league's new, so it's quite interesting. It's something that you could just make one Indian team, make them really, really, really rich, give them billions or something to start off with. Just get all the world-class stars from everywhere. Just make it a dominant team, and then either do it for a year, try it out, or build a whole massive career out of an Indian Super League. Who knows, it's completely your choice. The currency is a bit hard, but I went for dollars because what else can you do? Up next is another brand new team on FIFA 22 this year, which is Wrexham Athletic Football Club. So this is a small town in Wales. Now the league says they're in League 2, however that is not true. In FIFA they're in the rest of the world, as they're in the National League, which is non-league English football. So you have to swap them into the League 2 with one of the teams in it. So I swapped Harrogate Town because they're the club with the lowest worth, and then once you put Wrexham in, you can then promote them all the way up to the Premier League, make them Premier League giants, European giants, and make them an amazing team. So this is a good team to do a career mode with long term, good to invest youth into. I would probably start off with a bit of money. I wouldn't go over the top, maybe like 10 million or maybe nothing, make it a bit more challenging. And this club is actually very well known for being owned by Ryan Reynolds, who's the Hollywood star that plays Deadpool. They've got some pretty interesting TikTok kits as well, so I would definitely say give it a try. The currency will need to be in sterling again, as it is an English team, and then you should be all ready. So up next we're going back to Spain. We've got a brand new team yet again, which is UD Ibiza. So most people would have known where Ibiza is or what Ibiza is, but probably not have heard of the club before. So it's quite a new club. They were only made in 2015, which was 7 years ago. They aren't worth very much, so it could be a very nice little challenge, turn them into Spanish giants, as big as the Madrids and Barcelona. So they're in the second league of Spanish football. You need to get them promoted, which you can either give them a bit of money to start off with, or make it a bit more challenging and not give them any money. And then I would say, stick with them for a little bit, get them promoted, turn them into champions, try and get them high up in Europe, and you also need to change the currency back to euros, as this is a European football team. So now we're coming back to England. We've got Arsenal, which everyone must know who Arsenal are. They are one of the biggest English clubs ever. They've won a lot in the past. They haven't been that great the past sort of decade. They have won a few bits, but nothing like the league or European football, for instance. So what I'm trying to get at is, you want to make Arsenal a massive team again. I'd maybe give them a bit of a financial boost. You want to try and make them England's #1. Make them try and win some European football. Top 4 is a challenge for them these days, whereas they used to be famous for 4th. They had a season where they went a whole season undefeated. You could maybe try and redo that. Play every single game, not lose. Arsenal do have quite a few good youngsters, and they've got a decent team overall, so it could be quite a nice little challenge. Maybe give them around 200, 100,000 million. You don't want to give them too much, and then go from there. You will also need to change the currency back to sterling, as again, they are English, and I probably wouldn't change any of the other settings either. Last but not least, we're now going to be going on to the 10th team, which is create your club. So you can create your own club, which is a whole new feature in FIFA 22. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one, just say create who you want and then put them in whatever league you want. You can do your kits, the badge, etc. At the beginning of the video, and as you can see now, I created one, which was actually the day FIFA came out. I made a video tutorial on this back then, so if you want to check it out, feel free. I'll leave the tag down in the description. And that's it for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be doing more videos just like this. And for today, it is goodbye from me.